In this short video, I would like to demonstrate how a registrar can configure online access for the teachers of their institution. So I'm going to log in into College Office as a registrar. The first thing you can do is go into the setup here to the lower right and then go to My Institution, and this is where you define settings which are specific to your school. And you can see here that I have a couple of settings on the front on the screen. Teachers record attendance, default value, here it's set to true. Teachers record grades, default value set to true. To change this, I click the edit button here, and this is where I can set this. What this means is that when I say teachers record attendance, the default is yes. What this means is that by default, when a teacher is assigned to a class, then the teacher will by default allowed to take the attendance of his class. And the same thing here, teachers record grades, default yes. What this means is that when a teacher is assigned to a class, then by default, this teacher will be allowed to record the final grades of the students for the class. Now, this is a default setting, and this can be modified for each specific class, and I will show you how. So let's go back to the home page, and then let's go to a class. I click on classes here, and I'm going to take this class here, BS 201, Spring 2017, Pauline Epistles. In order to assign the teachers, I see here we have high quality teachers, really the best, who work for our school. And I'm going to click the edit button, and I go to teachers. And if I click here on the name of this teacher, you see that I can now configure specifically for this teacher if he will be allowed to record grades or to record the attendance for the class. Now, when the teacher is initially assigned to the class, the value here comes from the default that you have set for your institution. But you can always go to a class and modify those settings for a specific class or for a specific teacher in that class. You could, for example, have two teachers assigned to a class, and one of them is allowed to record grades and the other is not. So now that we have done that setting, there is another aspect of getting your institutions ready for teachers to access their classes online and to record grades and attendance. And this is about giving to the teachers access to College Office. So the way you would do this, for example, I'm going to click here on staff members, and here I see Albert Einstein, who has the privilege of teaching in this school, and I'm going to click on his name. And you see here that every time in College Office, whenever there is a purple text, this is a hyperlink. And if I click on this link, then this will take me to the screen for that person, for this individual, where all the information is. So you see that this individual has already been assigned the role of instructor. There are two requisites for this teacher to be able to access College Office online. First, he must be granted online access, like you see here. Online access is enabled, which means also he has been given a username. Secondly, he must be granted the specific role that represents teachers, and this is a role called instructor. So, the way to grant online access, first of all, is simply first you have to make sure that the person has been given an email address. If the person does not have an email address, then it is not possible to grant them online access. But once they have an email address and you click on the button Access here, And if this person did not have online access, then this text box here would not be read-only. You would be able to write into it. Actually, the system would suggest to you a username. And by clicking Create Username here, you would simply accept this username, assign it to this person, and then the system would proceed to send an email to this individual informing them of their credentials, username, and a randomly generated password for them to be able to log in into College Office. So that's the first step. The second step is about making sure that the individual has the proper role. To do this, you click the Edit button on the lower corner on the right, and you go to the tab called Roles. And if this person did not already have the instructor role, then I would click the plus button here and then assign instructor as a role. Now I'm going to close the screen and I'm going to go back to the home page, and this is basically everything that is needed for you to configure teachers so that they are able to access College